I'm Jackee Taylor, Butch Crouch's daughter, and I'm chatting with Staxx.
Welcome to this episode of Chattin with Staxx. I'm your host, Bill Staxx, and today I got Jackee Taylor.
So I was tricked into signing over my shit.
So basically, in the contract, it says that he owns everything, right?
It says, it's very tricky how he structured it. It's a very one-sided contract. Basically, I can't do anything without their permission. So the big, huge Hollywood names have approached us. We want to do the Jackee Taylor story. We want to do this. We want to do that. We want to do this. There's the option to release Hate and Discontent. Let's release Hate and Discontent. Everybody wants to read Hate and Discontent. It is huge. They've been asking about it for years since, Bo put out the video that he's got my father's things. Well, people have been asking, the one's Hate and Discontent coming out. And he's, next year we'll definitely, he hasn't put it out. There's no reason for it. Because I know how to put it out ethically. And we talked about that, but they haven't done anything. So when I speak up and say something, all of a sudden I get turned on. Now they're saying that is theirs, and then I'm going to have to fight them. So they have my home movies, which I have never seen before. I have 8mm home movies. I've never seen those before. And they were going to digitize them and send them to me. Nothing was ever done. They're supposed to make copies of all the originals if I wanted them. My mom just died last year. I didn't have movies or pictures to throw in because they're all sitting in the archive. And now Paul is telling me, sue me. Okay.
And now what did they say after your mom died?
After my mom died, I asked for pictures and I asked for some movies and things because they have them all and they still have never given me copies. And I've asked for copies over the years, and that was one thing that was promised was they were going to give me copies of the originals and they'd hold on to the originals, for safekeeping in the archive.
You showed a couple pictures and They think those pictures are theirs. They own everything
so
of yours.
The stuff that I found in my mother's closet, now they're trying to get that, saying that that's a part of the project. How about that for the project? An important thing that I need to convey here is I'm not the only one that this has happened to with Paul Zuckerman and Bo Bushnell. I've had other people reach out to me and tell me that, and Judy Shank. I love you, Judy. She's been very, very, very vocal about this. Other people, he's swindled. The same thing. Can we just make copies for you and we'll buy the originals? The copies were never sent. Money was never paid, whatever. People have sold stuff to them and never gotten what they were promised. Paul is a very successful personal injury attorney in Beverly Hills. He's a multimillionaire. Who's going to go up against that guy? This girl. So it sucks that I have to now be the voice of the people that Paul Zuckerman has betrayed and taken things from wrongfully, and the voice of people that Bo Bushnell has done that to, because that's not what I'm meant to do. Right now, I'm meant to be the voice of the people that are in witness protection, that are struggling with their identity and issues like I am. That's what I'm meant to do. But I got to do this. This isn't right. This is what I've coined, at least I feel like I did, Hollywood enslavement. I spoke out as a woman and said, this isn't right. I don't like this contract. I don't like the fact that I wanted to work with this person that came forth and said that, they wanted to do a whole docu-series because this person had my best interest. Well, we didn't like that person. Well, it doesn't matter. I have not been able to do anything thus far, nor make a dime thus far off of telling this story. And it's not all about the money, Bill. It's not. But nobody's going to prosper off of my childhood trauma but me and the people surrounding me that are helping me talk about this. And he's a collector, and I'm just part of his collection at this point. And I'm not a part of his collection. I have a voice, I have a job, I have a mission, and it's just like being in witness protection again. So now he's trying to tape my mouth up and tell me I can't do this and I can't do that. And no, you're not going to work with this person. Who are you to tell me who and what I do for a living? Nobody's going to tell me that. And when I spoke up about this, I'm blocked. I am blocked now. And he told me to sue. He said, sue me then. So I am blocked. He's claiming that all of that stuff is his. That is not his. And now I'm on just a fight to get basically my inheritance from my father. He stole my inheritance from my father.
So even Outlaw Archive logo,
yes,
it's plagiarized.
Absolutely.
Like,
so
he took that from your father's trunk.
Yes.
A design.
So that is the animals patch. Okay. The animals. So after the Bardos Cafe, what happened in Cleveland, a lot of the club members went to prison. So Sonny called my father, wanted him to go up to Cleveland and to reorganize and restructure the Cleveland chapter. So my father went up there, took half the goose and some, I think he patched over all the animals, put them together to form the Cleveland Hells Angels. The animals are no longer there's no more animals. He'd never heard, Bo Bushnell had never heard of the animals until he opened up my father's trunk. It's like, what is that? And I told him the story. He said, wow. So I told him the story. He saw that patch for the first time out of something he pulled out of my father's trunk. So he's using that as the logo for Outlaw Archives now. He's selling that in merch. He used my father's drawing of the Polish Women's Hall to create merch and to make money off of, saying that my father didn't draw it. And my father did indeed draw that. I have affidavits from quite a few people saying that he did. They're skirting on the outskirts of what they have, like in the contract. Now that I've looked over that contract 1,010,000 times, and I am fluent with that contract, and I understand that contract. What that contract says is anything that we all make together, anything that we make off of what was in that trunk, I would get 25% out of. I would get 25% of. So they're skating around here so they don't have to pay me. Why? So now I hear, and I think I talked to you about this today, that they are hoping, I'm in recovery, as well as a lot of people. They're hoping that I'll lose my relapse. And that to me, that was a gut punch. What it did to me, what they don't realize, is that it made me stronger than I ever possibly imagined I could ever be in this lifetime. Somebody wants me to die so that they can inherit, so that they can steal my inheritance. That's my business partners, of all things. It blows my mind. So I'm in the fight of my life. And one of my big things is just exposing Paul Zuckerman. Paul Zuckerman is in the media. He has his own podcast. He's refused to let me we talked about this. He refuses to let me do a podcast of the country folk out here in Absarki, Montana, where I live. I just wanted to, interview people because there's fascinating stories out here. He said no to that. And that's actually a legit thing. If any kind of work that I want to do in the media, any kind of revenue, anything that I would do that would make me money, I have to have approved by Paul Zuckerman.
Send me a cease and desist.
Go ahead and send me a cease and desist. Yeah. You know what I'm going to do with that.
Send me
one. Yeah, exactly. Go ahead.
I'll do exactly what I did to the Twin Outlaw Brotherhoods patch with your cease and desist.
There you go. It's all over it. Yeah. So yeah, that's what I'm dealing with now, and I know I'll win. My attorneys are confident that I will. Everybody around me. There's so many holes in this contract. He thought he did a bulletproof contract. And that was another thing. On the day of the signing, he said, oh, I just printed this online. It's just a generic, contract that I printed from offline. It's fine. And Stephen Glass, he's just really good at reading and explaining things. And come to find out, and now he admitted that he drew up that contract. Paul Zuckerman drew it up himself. So he knows exactly what that contract states, but there's some holes in it. There's some gray areas, and I'm the queen of finding gray areas, and I'm the queen of educating myself on subjects that I need to educate myself in at the time. And I've done just that. I have no fear of going up against this multimillionaire Beverly Hillbillies. I can't say that part.
How long has this contract been?
5 years.
5 years.
So they're holding back history from the public too. And that's another thing that pisses me off. So one of the reasons Bo and I had a little issue, because Bo wanted to release, we got to the point where we almost released Hate and Discontent. Let's go back to that. So they called me to freaking Beverly Hills to meet in Paul Zuckerman's office. And I'm sitting in the hot seat once again. Here's me. Here's all these guys. And I'm this Montana girl, new Montana girl in Hollywood, trying to navigate my way through Hollywood, you know. They knew exactly what they were doing. Mm-hmm. So, you know, I'm sitting there going, I already don't like that. I don't even like what's going on. What now? What are we doing now? What else do you want me to sign? Screw it, because I'm not signing anything else at this point. And I knew that. This was about 3 years ago that this happened. And they pushed this thing across the table, and it's they're going to release Hate and Discontent, but it's going to say Hate and Discontent, written by Bo Bushnell and Butch Crouch.
What?
And I was like, what? I was like, what? You didn't write this, bro. And he's like, yeah, I did. I wrote the last chapter. And I'm like, what?
No.
Who do you think you are that anybody gives a flying what you have to say? Bo Bushnell, right in the last chapter. Nobody asked you to do that. Nobody cares what you say. Why would you do that? I don't get that. So, well, I worked really hard on this book, and it had to. It wasn't done. I said it was done. It was done my daddy's style. So when you edit it as heavily as they edited it, you take away the essence of my father. When you throw in another unwanted chapter because you think you're somebody, which you're not, it takes away the essence of my father. Nobody's going to buy that book. Don't. Please, whatever happens, don't buy that book until I authorize it.
These people are legends in their own mind, right?
Oh, they are. They're trying to dissolve our LLC secretly because we have a couple different. I have a business in Montana out here with them too. They're trying to secretly dissolve, you know, all the LLCs, and they think they got one up on me. But you know, I don't live in cancel culture. Paul Zuckerman, Bo Bushnell do. Bo doesn't care. Paul does. Paul's got his own podcast called Spike's Car Radio out there that he does with Jerry Seinfeld, Spike Fierstein, Johnny Lieberman. So he's got a podcast. And it's his world. He loves that. He loves to be in the spotlight. So, you know, anyways, that's where I'm going with that. I guess everybody's going to know. But after I looked at this new thing that they wanted to do with Hate and Discontent, I said, absolutely not. But I'm going to sit on this and I'm going to really think about it. So what Bo did with Hate and Discontent is he turned it into a Patreon version. So you would, you know, yeah, it's actually incredible what he did. So because he is a genius, he's just he's just stolen my things. But what he did was he took a few chapters and, you know, there's a run to Bass Lake with so-and-so. Well, he found so-and-so and interviewed him, and he has a link on it in the Patreon. Okay. It's genius. And so I went home and I thought about it and I said, you know, I'm going to be fair about this because he did put a lot of time and work into that. Nobody asked him because I wanted to release the hard copy and the Patreon at the same time. It's just marketing. But he did put a lot of work into Patreon. So I thought, what about Hate and Discontent? And I have all the emails and I have all the texts saved. So this really did happen. So what about Hate and Discontent? This is my rebuttal. This is my offer. Hate and Discontent, created by Bo Bushnell. I'll give him the first chunk. He wants his name in lights. Here you go, honey. Hate and Discontent, created by Bo Bushnell, written by Butch Crouch. He said, absolutely not.